Good morning, and welcome to the South Dade Shoutout, brought to you by the South Dade Chamber of Commerce. My name is Richard Candia. I'm privileged to be a board member of the Chamber, and today I'm joined by two entrepreneurs, two fellow board members, and we're here to talk about our upcoming South Dade Chamber of Commerce event, our annual golf tournament. We're very excited about this. Today I have with me Karin Mas. He is the owner of City Hall Bistro and of the Sushi, it's going to be a day, the Sushi Saki restaurant in Cutler Bay. Plus he has other interesting pursuits I hope we have time to touch on. And of course, Ken Ross, who is the owner of the South Dade branch of Shuli Mitchell. It's a business consulting firm. Ken is also a YouTube content producer, and he's my boss. He's the president of the chamber. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming out with us today. And both of you guys are pros at this, so, just follow my lead, make me look good. Karin, I'm a great admirer of restaurant owners. I'm a great admirer of people that are in that industry. Can you talk to us a little bit about your journey to ownership of what you're doing now?
Yeah, well, the journey, it didn't start out as restaurant. Basically, I come from a history of being in South Dade. My stepfather had a SUNY transportation. This was back in 1989 when they started it. Mm-hmm. And then it just started flourishing. We moved to South Dade in 1999 when we did the business that we bought a piece of land out there. And we worked with the chamber and with the Military Affairs Committee, him and his partner.
Look at that.
They were always in the South Dade area, always helping out at the base, helping them out, doing all the transportation. When the hurricanes would come, we would do all the evacuations from the nursing homes to the hospitals. We did a lot of courier work as well. We ended up, after all the years, I learned from them and watched their footsteps. And now, as I got older and more into the business, I would go with them to the meetings, and notice the difference of when you're part of the community and when you're helping out. What you gain from it. At the same time, it feels like if you're like passing the torch. I actually spoke to his partner George Azor the other day. He was down, and we were just talking about everything, talking about how things have changed and life has changed. And, he goes to me, you're doing a good thing. You're basically, it was like the passing of the torch for him, from what we talked about.
Oh, that's nice.
So it felt nice. It was good. And then basically I just want to, make them proud.
And on the restaurant journey, the difference between owning you own City Hall Bistro, which has become a hit,
yes,
really, in South Dade. I mean,
yeah,
we're really proud of that. The difference between doing that and doing Sushi Saki, which is actually a franchise. A franchise.
Yes. Well, we got into the restaurant business because we sold the transportation company. Once that was sold, we were looking to see what can we invest in, what can we start new. My brother-in-law has actually been a chef for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. He's worked. Worked at Fontainebleau, started the Hard Rock, and other restaurants, around Miami. Right. So we got together. We came up with a plan, and we executed with becoming the first franchise to buy into the Sushi Saki franchise in Cutler Bay. It happened during COVID, so it took a little bit, but at the same time, it gained momentum in the community of people waiting for Sushi Saki to open.
I love it.
Once it opened up, it's been, up and up every single day, which we thank God to. Then City Hall Bistro, our partner, Julio Fojon, bought the building in January. Mm-hmm. And when he was in the process of buying the hotel, he came to us with an idea, and we sat down and decided to, let's partner up. So we partnered up and we created the City Hall Bistro that it is now. It's becoming its own little thing. It's becoming its own little thing. We just met
a couple of people here while waiting to come in, and they're both, now they're going to ask you to name a drink after them. So that's
definitely
your problem. That's your problem.
We have it. We do a lot of events, and we just had a St. Patty's Day event. And we're always giving back to the community. We support, the South Florida PBA. We do different events. We do toy drives. So we throw back to the community as much as we can.
Awesome. Ken, that this is kind of like your partner in crime. He has the same type of values as you and I have talked about in the past.
Yeah.
I want to ask you specifically about your president's role, how you see the South Dade Chamber evolving. You've been with the chamber now for a few years. Jumped at the chance to be a president. Tell me a little bit about, or remind us a little bit more about what you see the influence of the chamber is, and the specific goals that you have, which are pretty ambitious, which I love.
Well, it's kind of piggyback on what Karin was saying. And one of the reasons why I wanted Karin on the board is his business acumen, is his drive and determination to see development and growth in not just his own businesses, but business owners and their interests. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing the golf tournament, obviously. And one of the reasons why I want to try to champion more of this attitude, this desire to see growth in this area, because something like City Hall Bistro, you're mentioning it, just is an echo of what we're actually doing here in Homestead and in South Dade. There's a lot of growth and a lot of opportunity to grow different things, different businesses, and provide that to this area, because people are coming down here, and we want that type of thing down here.
So the chamber has stepped up to the plate as well. We've had these events that are targeting small business owners of small businesses, minority business owners, and trying to bring them up. We've put together events introducing them to the chamber. I'm sorry, to the school board, to Miami-Dade County. Give me a little bit about that. And this is your platform to brag.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So let me talk a little bit more about some of our initiatives and what it is that I see and I'm trying to champion for not just the audience, but I tell the board all the time. You both are on the board, but we'll have the opportunity to tell the audience more about the strategy, and that is wanting to see small businesses leverage every opportunity that not only the chamber can provide, but other folks can provide as well. And one of those being, I'm going to highlight one of the partners that we have outside of the EDC, because the last time I was here, we were talking with Lisa, and she's a part of the EDC, but the South Dade Connections.
Yes.
South Dade Connections is another nonprofit organization, and they love the bistro just as much as we do. That's another thing I'll say. But they are wanting to empower minority-owned, primarily focused businesses, and we call those micro businesses in some aspect too, because they need a lot of help and services. They provide grant opportunities. They do seminars where they're helping business owners that are trying to establish businesses get those grants, and you're seeing a lot of growth in these partnerships, and I want to continue to see that. So part of my goal is not only to double membership of the chamber, but to see these other organizations similar to the EDC as well as the SDC grow in economic development down here. Because if we all work together, then it helps the greater good of the economy. It's not a competition. It never has been, and I want to make sure that is very clear in my term.
I love it, and there really is so much to talk about the area, the service area, and the people that we have. But we're here to talk about the golf tournament in particular. We're also supporters. The chamber is a supporter of the Military Affairs Committee. Ken, tell me a little bit about our commitment to the military, the chamber's commitment to the military, what the Homestead Air Reserve Base in particular means to us, and the relationship with MAC.
Absolutely. So I'll start with our commitment to the HARB. I think the Homestead Air Reserve Base is a staple of Homestead and of South Dade. You really can't ignore the impact that and the security of what the base provides us, and so we have a very good relationship, and the chamber will continue to have a good relationship with the Air Reserve Base, and we will support them in whatever they are ambitions are. One of those, for an example, one of those things being, we've written letters of support recently for some of the developments around the base. We want to make sure that the base is secure for not only the people that are working there, but for the outlying areas and its mission. So that's something that we will continue to do. And this golf tournament is basically a way to highlight that our support for the military, and we're gonna follow through on that commitment. through what we're, through the funds that we raise, part of the funds that we raise for the golf tournament go to the Military Affairs Committee, which is their goal is primarily to help military families and the people being deployed out, and that's something you can't ignore. We want to help businesses as well establish good programs for military owners as well.
And we're going to
talk a little bit about that too.
We're going to double back on that now.
No worries.
Rochelle's helping us. She's putting up the flyer for the golf tournament. Give me the dates, and we're going to repeat this many times.
It's going to be Friday, April 19th at the Miccosukee Golf Club.
There in Kendall.
They're right there in Kendall Lakes.
Yes.
Really quickly, just to finish one little aspect we left dangling, you had sent me some information that the economic impact of Homestead Air Base alone is close to $400 million.
Yes.
That's countywide, of course, but the big impact, the majority of that's felt in South Dade. And that's our interest. We want to continue that relationship. So, Karin, you have been entrusted as the point person for the golf tournament.
The fall guy.
That's, well, its success is everybody, but it's whatever is, give me a little bit about, tell us a little bit about the course, our partner that's helping us put this together. They're helping, they've provided the venue, and just some things that we need to know.
Correct. Well, Miccosukee has offered to let us use their course. They are also sponsors of the tournament, along with South State and Visualscape. Those are the main ones that we have right now. We have a couple there that are coming in as well. But the course basically is going through a whole renovation. Right. They're doing a brand new clubhouse, pro shop. They're fixing the course, the Marlin course, because there's three.
Okay.
There's the Marlin, the Barracuda, and the Dolphin. We'll be playing on the Dolphin and the Barracuda. It'll be Friday, April 19th, and we're looking to get a good turnout there.
Tee-off time? Tee-off
time is going to be 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Registration will start around 10. There'll be some breakfast and refreshments in the morning to get everyone started, everybody situated, and then it'll be a scramble. Well,
and this is where I'm going to tie the golf tournament with our successful State of South Dade event. People should go in 8, 9 o'clock and have a time and network.
Correct. That's why we chose at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because registration's fairly quick.
Sure.
You show up there, you sign up, you grab your goodie bag, you grab some breakfast, some coffee, some refreshments, you get ready for the course. And then the rest of the time is just networking with other, business owners, volunteers, and everyone from the community that's going to be out there. The
State of South Dade event, Ken, was fantastic. But what really hit me, what really was impressive to me, was the networking that happened in the lobby. Remember that?
Yeah, and I remember the last time we were sitting in these chairs, we talked about what my goal was. My goal was two things. One, to see other folks say, wow, this is something I could see in other areas. I don't know if that's going to happen, short term, but I can guarantee you that long term people will have this memory in their mind, because we had a very incredible event, and as a result of that, I know, I'm an avid networker, as I said before. A lot of businesses are collaborating more because of the State of South Dade. They saw the sponsors. They had a chance to talk to a lot of the folks and exchange information, and real business gets done in events like this.
And the venue was fantastic.
Yeah,
well.
and
the venue's nice.
So our goal, right, for the chamber has always been to spur economic growth. And these events, these major events that we have, are really out to be huge networking opportunities for business owners. Every business owner who wants to have a business here in South Dade should really heavily consider being a part of the chamber and including themselves in these major events, because they'll see people and they'll meet people that they may not know that they need to meet to help grow their business and push the narrative further.
Look at you giving me the lead in. Rochelle, would you please scroll the website, www.southdadechamber.org. It's the place to go to get information on becoming a member and of all the events. We've got a ton of other events we're going to touch on at our closing. The golf tournament highlights the relationship of the South Dade Chamber with MAC. One of the things that MAC does, as you mentioned, is help military families become welcoming them to the community, getting them fitting into the community. Oftentimes, you have the military families. They have the dependent, the wife or the husband, that's entrepreneurial. Mm-hmm. Here's where the chamber steps in. No,
absolutely. That's one of the other things that I want to highlight here. There are a lot of business interests. When you're in the military, you get out of the military, and rather than just going into the corporate world, you want to establish another way to help the community because you've served from this very high platform. Something I admire. I have a lot of military family members, a lot of people that serve in the military, but you get a grander sense of what the world is that you want to impact it in a very substantial way. So the chamber, through the MAC, wants to help establish great partnerships with other businesses who want to help the military families establish certain things, as well as just give them the services they need to say, hey, I want to start my own business. What do I need to do to start that in this area? We will get you connected to the people that you need to get connected to start that. And that's usually the biggest challenge, right?
I love the continuity that we're showing here, that we're having here. Karin, your story about your stepfather and his business partner having been involved in the South Dade Chamber. Mm-hmm. South Dade Chamber is as old as the city of Homestead.
Correct.
And recognizing the importance of the military base back then, of course. So, and now you're here.
Correct.
You're helping out. That's wonderful. And the South Dade Chamber does present that opportunity for people to become really, really involved in the community. Going back to the golf tournament a little bit, are there still some sponsorship opportunities available?
Yes, we still have some sponsorship opportunities. I believe we have a bronze sponsorship available out of the big sponsorships.
Right.
There's several, and we have also the title sponsorship available as well. You'll see it on our website. We have the flyer. It has all the different prices and everything that it includes. Mm-hmm. There's also sponsorship opportunities if you would like to sponsor a military team. You can sponsor them, and they'll go out and play and represent your business or your team or your brand out there at the tournament.
Plus, you're giving them a day off.
You give them their day off, and they go out, have a good day, and and just relax.
Tell Colonel Paget, hey, I'm doing my part. Leave me alone. Yeah,
exactly.
So over this shoulder, am I doing this correctly? Over this shoulder.
Look, the QR code's on the other side.
Oh, okay. So here's the QR code if you're interested in learning more information specifically about the golf tournament. Gentlemen, are there volunteer opportunities for people?
There are volunteer opportunities.
And let's talk about that. I hadn't really thought about that.
Sure. There's a lot of moving parts inside, a golf tournament. More than what I thought there was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little simpler.
Like a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Easy, yeah.
Welcome to the chamber, by the way.
But once you start, getting into it and looking at all the schematics of everything, you start noticing that one little task needs a lot of moving parts. Mm-hmm. So those moving parts, volunteers are always welcome. They can contact the office, the chamber office, and they'll definitely
talk to Carlos.
Yeah, they can talk to Carlos, and Carlos will direct them in the right way and with the availabilities of what we have. We're also looking for a lot of in-kind sponsorships for food and beverages as well.
Refreshments.
So, refreshments.
Yes, refreshments, yes.
But we will have, as a matter of fact, that we're going to have 2 or 3 different holes that we're going to have. It's like a snack tent.
Okay.
With refreshments and snacks depending on the restaurant. I have one of my restaurants there, personally giving out refreshments and food. We'll have some music just to make it like a fun tent. The other tent will probably be the exact same thing. We'll have a closest to the pin, and we'll have a hole-in-one sponsor as well that we're in the process of getting that down on contract.
Well, and trust me, you'll want to have these breaks. This is a tough course. I mean, me and Karin had the chance to
played it
to do it
a couple months ago.
Thanks for the call. I really appreciate that.
It's gonna be very competitive, I think.
It's a great venue.
Yes.
And I love how it's just nestled in a really nice community. Folks use the run around the golf course for exercise.
Correct.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Mukasikas are great partners. What other sponsors can you talk about? That you mentioned a few of the title sponsors.
Right now, the ones that are hammered in concrete is Mikasuki, obviously.
Thank you.
South State Bank, which always backs us. Visualscape, a City Hot Bistro myself, and we have Miami's Best Blinds as well. They're coming in, and they're actually donating the Yeti cups, little tumblers, so everyone can put their refreshments in and then take home and continue using over the years. So
no, we're looking forward to. So the golf tournament took a little break, a couple over the last year. No,
yes.
we took a little break. I love this venue, and I love the energy behind it. How are you going to tie this then, Ken, the success of this to promoting the goals of the chamber? What is your vision here? Let's get a sneak into the sneak peek.
One of the reasons why the golf tournament is back this year, right, is this idea, this thought that we need to get out more as a community and develop. So the state of South Dade has been maintained throughout all of our chamber years here since we started it. And the golf tournament has always been that thing that kind of gives you a different view of the same thing, in the sense that you have an opportunity to come to a major thing, right, that the chamber is doing and impact it in a way that allows you to help grow your visibility and your interests, and be able to connect with people that maybe like-minded with you. If you like the golf, I'm sure you can establish good relationships with other folks who like the golf. So that's why you would come to an event like this.
Right.
Similarly, with the state of South Dade, is more of an event where if your interests tie greatly with some of the interests of the civil leaders, you have the opportunity to meet those civil leaders. You have the opportunity to meet those businesses around those civil leaders. So when I say, these opportunities are open to anyone needs to be a part of that. I think if you're starting a business and you want to grow, your interest is in all of these things. And whether you know how to golf or not is not something that really matters as much to me as just establishing a relationship with people who have a passion for seeing their businesses grow and seeing this area grow in the right way. And that's what this is about.
I love it. Rachel, please scroll the website again for those of us. I love your passion for that. And the South Dade Chamber, almost more than other larger chambers, South Dade Chamber is a community builder. No,
Mm-hmm.
I love how the how things can flow and the transparency of everything. I can have our seasoned members, large members that are large employers, just reach down and help mentor the smaller business owner. You've been a recipient of good mentoring,
Yes.
Karin. How do you think we could do better in the chamber to offer those kind of opportunities? I'd love to.
Well, basically, it all goes down to team. Whether you're out doing, your entrepreneurial stuff, playing on a tournament, doing work for the chamber, networking, it's all team. You get a good team together, your ideas are put down, and everybody knows what the goal is, and everybody works together, you'll get there. Yeah. Team is really where it's at.
And it's like anything else. If you practice your faith, it's good having good intentions.
Correct.
But the action is what's going to take you there. You're going to have to do the activity. The chamber, we give a lot of opportunities for folks to pay attention and to participate and to grow the businesses going through that. In these closing moments, Ken, why don't you give us a sneak peek at some upcoming events? I know we have a health fair coming up. I know we have other things coming up. What do we got?
Yeah, so we actually just wrapped up a meeting on the golf tournament and was talking to the chief. I call him the chief, Carlos, because the lifeblood of the chamber really starts at our amazing office. I want to make sure I give
Carlos
them enough credit. Carlos, Mark, Marie, and our new social media director, Christian, they're doing great stuff for the community. I cannot do this without their unwavering support for the initiatives of the South Dade Chamber. So I wanted to give them all the credit in the world. They are moving the needle for us as far as growth and opportunity for businesses here. So with that being said, after we wrapped up that meeting, there was a lot of enthusiasm about the Health and Wellness Fair. We have a lot of partnerships, and we talked about team. The board is very motivated to making these events the best that they can be. And that speaks well to what we're trying to do here. So Carlos tells me, yes, we already have sponsors for the Health and Wellness Fair. We already have a lot of momentum. When it comes to the Ladies of Legacy, which is another major event we already have candidates lined up to be a part of the roundtable that we have, or the panel discussion that we have, as well as finalizing and shoring up the location, which is going to be fabulous this year. I think the bar has been raised on every one of these events as I look at it. And having been part of the chamber for a long time, it really helps. It brings me pride. I could say I have an ego, but I don't. I don't take credit for any of this. We have a great board. We have a great team of people, and we are raising the bar together. And that is something I am very proud of, and know that as a result, we will be successful.
I love that excitement, and I love how the chamber has become a voice, not just for the business side of the community, but for the community in large. Mm-hmm. And you have the elected officials reaching out for assistance, offering their assistance. It speaks a lot to become a member.
And think about it like this for a minute, Rich. If you actually wanted to try to do a golf tournament for yourself, your business, mm-hmm. how difficult would that be? You know, in this case,
tell me it's super hard.
It's already hard enough, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I really do applaud Karin for taking this challenge on, but knowing that he has the support to go this direction and to do this. And it'll be beneficial not just for him and his business, but for the other businesses that we're partnering with who are sponsoring this event. If another business were to sponsor a golf tournament, it would be their golf tournament. It would have their name on it. Yep. This is the chamber, and the chamber is about its members. Yeah. That is what I always stress. It's always about its members and what it is we want to do. We want to highlight our members. It's not about the chamber. We take the step back.
100%.
Karin, let's give out the shout out one more time. Date, time, place.
All right, it's going to be Friday, April 19th. Registration's at 10. Of course,
opens at 12.
The course opens at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Mikasuki course.
Mikasuki and 6401 Kendall Lakes Boulevard. For more information, for volunteer information, for sponsorship information, and bring your crew. Get three people and come on out and have a good time. SouthDadeChamber.org is the place to go for information. And I think we've kind of covered everything, I believe. Yeah,
no?
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you guys once again for tuning in and spending some time with us. If you want more information on the golf tournament or any of the events, any of the exciting events that Ken and Karin have talked about today, go to our website, www.southdadechamber.org. Thank you, Rochelle. You're going to find helpful information as well as links to becoming a member of the chamber. And as always, come back next week. We'll introduce to you another member of the chamber community, and they're going to highlight to you the reason why the South Dade area is a perfect area to live, work, play, and to thrive. Thank you very much for your time.